Now on Coast TV News.
A frigid start to our Wednesday with feels like temperatures beginning in the single digits, actual temperatures into the teens. Bundle up. The latest on the Arctic surge, along with more cold and more snow in the forecast. I'll have all the details coming up.
Talk about more ice. It's the impact on driving, the advisory in effect in Delaware as you get ready to hit the roads this morning.
Georgetown tackling marijuana, the next step in establishing guidelines for recreational use in the Sussex County seat.
Swan song for Senator. In his final year representing Delaware, I talked to Tom Carper about his decision to retire from politics.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And good morning and welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paige Marley. It is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024.
Yeah, we let off this hour with the snow and the ice. There are a number of delays today, and you can check the scroll on the bottom of your screen. And Paige, it's also impacting the roads.
It is, definitely. I was going to say a lot of ice on the roads, a lot of moisture on the roads when I was driving in.
There's like spots.
Yes.
I saw some. I was checking the Del Dot cameras. You can see it here and there. It's just, hey, we'll hit this in a moment,
yes.
But just take that extra caution.
Yeah, be careful, especially when you're walking. I saw more in parking lots, things like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Hey, should I do it again this hour? Make people laugh?
I am up for a good laugh, Paige. And maybe
maybe
we've got some new viewers here who might not have heard this amazing joke you're about to tell.
It's courtesy of the Milton Police Department. We love them. I'll let Bob finish it for me, though. Bob, if you're cold, you should just go to the corner of your bedroom. Why?
Why? Because it's always 90 degrees. 90 degrees, the angle, 90 degrees. Yeah, that's a great one. So thanks to the Milton Police for that. Great joke. No joke is the weather. We do have slick sidewalks. The roads are slick. The roads take on that chalky look because they've been pre-treated. Road crews have been doing a great job with the roads. So be careful out there. Some isolated slick spots. Seeing temperatures in the upper teens. We've got winds that are about 6 to 12 miles per hour, gusting even higher than that. So the feels like temperature 9 in Redden, 10 in Lewis, 10 in Bethany Beach, as cold as 6 in Indian River Inlet. We've got the clear skies, very cold conditions. We're looking at a lot of sunshine today, but just really, really cold with low 20s mid-morning, mid-20s by noon, maybe 30 for a high as we go into the afternoon, but that might be pushing it. Want to stress it's dangerously cold this morning with those single-digit wind chills, but by the afternoon, feeling like 20, actual temperatures near 30.
Thanks, Bob. And we're going to check on the roads. This was seen moments ago in Ocean City. Some traffic there on the drawbridge, but roads there, you don't see a lot of moisture, so the icy conditions don't look like they're a factor there. But in Delaware, a statewide level 1 driving emergency, that is still in effect, according to the Emergency Management Agency. It will continue into the morning hours today. DEMA warns the likelihood of icy roads and bridges, and DelDOT crews are continuing to treat the roads. So if you are driving, again, just please use that extra caution.
Happening today, Georgetown could decide how it allows marijuana in town limits. This comes as many coastal communities have already banned the drug. The Planning Commission will focus on 3 big ordinances. Places where marijuana can be sold or tested will be considered in specific commercial and industrial districts. But an ordinance would limit the number of marijuana dispensaries to 2. It will also limit marijuana cultivation centers, testing centers, and manufacturing centers to 1 each. The public hearing is set for today at 6 p.m.
The Delaware House Health and Human Development Committee approved a change that would make it easier for people to get their hands on medical marijuana. So let's break this down. We're talking about House Bill 285, and it would get rid of the requirement for people to have a debilitating medical condition in order to qualify for medical marijuana access. Instead, doctors would make that decision. Additionally, people 65 and older would be able to determine their qualifications themselves for a medical card. Now, the owner of one local dispensary told Coast TV that this is a long-needed change in Delaware.
Doctors should be able to recommend cannabis for any condition that they see fit, just like a doctor can prescribe a medicine for any condition that they see fit. So I think that's a really important change that's going to improve access.
And as for when you can start seeing recreational dispensaries starting to open, well, the state's marijuana commissioner's not even accepting applications for business licenses until this coming August.
And many other coastal communities have already made a decision on regulating the drug, so let's break that down. So far, Rehoboth Beach has placed a ban on marijuana businesses and smoking in public. Dewey Beach has banned the sale for the drug within town limits. Dagsboro banned the sale and production of the drug. However, Lewis and like Georgetown, they've not come to a decision just yet on a ban, and they are continuing those discussions.
A blood shortage is prompting the American Red Cross to get the blood pumping in Sussex County. Facing the worst donation numbers in 20 years, the Red Cross, who supplies 40% of the nation's blood, says this low of blood could create a domino effect of problems in Sussex County. And according to the organization, donations are needed, especially this time of the year, as severe weather means more accidents and hospitals needing to do more blood transfusions.
Definitely rely on blood for traumas. We may have a trauma that could occur at any time that requires an immediate transfusion. We also have other surgeries such as open heart surgeries, orthopedic surgeries that may require transfusions. So we want to have blood on hand for that.
And while all blood types are encouraged to donate, type O, it's among the most transfused blood type for hospitals. That is also greatly needed.
And if you are looking to donate near Rehoboth Beach, Movies at Midway partnering with the Blood Bank of Delmarva for a very special blood drive. Get this, on January 20th, donors can contribute to this vital cause, and in return, you'll get a free movie ticket. This drive is from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The initiative aims to address the winter blood shortage and celebrate National Blood Donor Month.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what would motivate you to donate blood.
All right, let's take a look. So community need went down just 1% last time we checked. 59% of you say the need. That's good news. I bet a lot of you will donate coming up. And then kind of around the same here, 13% say your personal experience. Maybe you didn't have a good experience. Try again. 14% of you convenience, and 14% of you want those movie tickets.
Yeah, well, I think all good reasons, as long as there is donations occurring. Everything is good on that list for me.
Right. I don't need to know why. I just hope you go. All right. Hey, if you want to vote and give your opinion, go to CoastTV.com or our mobile app. As we move on, today the Delaware General Assembly scheduled to discuss several proposed bills relating to health, pensions, and salaries. That's according to their agenda. The Senate Health and Social Services Committee will discuss several key bills, including changes to medical treatment orders and pharmacy practices. Now, the House, their judiciary, they're addressing police and firefighter pensions, and the House Education Committee. They will debate measures related to student activities and teacher salaries. The Assembly says the House will meet at 2 p.m. and the Senate will meet at 4.
Tom Carper's political career, it began when Jimmy Carter was president, and in early January 2025, it will end with Carper's longtime friend, Joe Biden, in office.
Now Tom Carper reflects on his time serving the people of Delaware.
It is a life that has seen service to our country during the Vietnam War and for nearly 50 years, in one form or another, representation of Delaware in government. That long career is nearing an end, as this past May, Tom Carper announced he will retire after his Senate term expires in January of 2025. I recently had the chance to talk with Carper about that decision and his career.
We got people who's running, who's not running. Right now, I've got you in a list of people who's not running, unless you have breaking news for me.
No. I've had a great run.
Okay.
It's over 20 years in the Navy, and chance to be Delaware's treasurer, congressman, governor, senator, and lead the National Governors Association, and chair a couple of committees in the Senate. My crew and I, we'd flown to our missions and had chow with my crew, and the day was over, and I remember opening the mail, and there was Time and Newsweek, and I started reading who won president and all these Senate races, and I read about a place called Delaware, where a 29-year-old guy named Joe Biden upset an icon to become at 29 elected to the United States Senate. I thought, there's a state where a young person might have a chance to be involved. But my colleagues say to me that one of the things that they will miss most about me is my willingness to reach across the aisle and to with a hand of friendship. Principle, you're not going to do stuff that
And for more on Coast TV's exclusive interview with Senator Tom Carper, go to coasttv.com/decision2024. And tonight on Coast TV News at 6, we continue our series, Decision 2024 Preview Week, a race for the open House seat, and 3 state officials vying to be the next representative from Delaware. That's tonight's installment of Decision 2024 Preview Week on Coast TV News at 6.
Really looking forward to that. We are going to take a live look now at our nation's capital happening today. President Biden will be meeting with congressional leaders to discuss a supplemental spending bill.
Proposed legislation aims to send aid to Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, And the U.S. border with Mexico, the sit-down comes one day after the Senate voted in favor of advancing a short-term funding extension.
However, challenges remain and the clock is ticking as another funding deadline is coming soon. John Lawrence shows us where the debate currently stands.
Just over 2 weeks into the new year, and U.S. lawmakers are racing around trying to keep the government up and running.
House and Senate negotiators work hard to reach an agreement on top-line government funding levels for the current fiscal year.
If they can't come to terms, funds for key government agencies, including military construction, Veterans Affairs, transportation, the Energy Department, and housing, will dry up.
Work continues to deliver full-year appropriations through regular order. Shutting down the government, even part of it, would interrupt this important progress.
In order to prevent a partial shutdown, the House and Senate have to pass a short-term funding extension and get it to the president's desk. The deadline, 11:59 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Now, while most Democrats and Republicans want to avoid a shutdown, a small group of hard-right extremists seem dead set on making a shutdown a reality.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says a bipartisan effort is needed for the continuing resolution, but House Speaker Mike Johnson is getting grief from some in the GOP, including the House Freedom Caucus, who posted, quote, "This is what surrender looks like."
The only tactic the hard right has in its playbook is to bully everyone else into submission, just like Donald Trump does.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, you could win big at Restaurant Week in Berlin. Coming up, we'll tell you about how hundreds of dollars could be yours.
And Dewey Beach wants to do right by the environment, bringing people together while doing it. We're telling you what the town is discussing regarding the Dewey in Bloom project.
And Disney making decisions on leadership. We'll tell you why the company is rejecting a recommendation to its board. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Now is the perfect time to feed suet to your birds to add fat so that it'll help them get through the cold winter nights. My Backyard carries all the products you need to keep your feathered friends healthy and safe. We also have a huge selection of quality hand-picked birdhouses, baths, seeds, unique gifts and decor for expert and novice bird lovers alike. So come on in, I'd love to answer your questions so that you can have the best birding experience ever. See you at My Backyard in Ocean Pines, where it's all about the birds and more.
It's been a tough year, but we couldn't be more thankful.
With your help, we've raised more than $300,000 for Bless Our Children.
Hi, I'm Elisa Titus with Shell Brothers, and we would like to give an extra special thank you to all the businesses, groups, organizations, and individuals who stepped up to the Shell Brothers Challenge and donated $1,000 or more to the Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign.
Your generosity allowed us to give holiday funds to local charitable organizations on Delmarva. You can feel proud that you helped make the season brighter for many local families on Delmarva.
On behalf of Draper Media and Shell Brothers, a heartfelt thank you to you all.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives, coated with granite stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on earth. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro. Order right now to get this professional 6-piece set of NutriBlades for just $29.95. We'll even ship them to you free. Get your own NutriBlade knives, the last knives you'll ever buy.
Wheel of Fortune, celebrating 41 years of excitement.
All new episodes airing now.
Wednesday at 7 on Coast TV.
Just about 6:16 on this frigid Wednesday morning. Hershey Exteriors, Cam, Ocean City. Yeah, you're really cold, 20 degrees, feeling colder with the wind. Everybody pretty much into the upper teens and around 20. That's the actual temperature. Then you factor in the winds that are coming in out of the northwest, sustained around 7 to 14 miles per hour, but at times gusting over 20 miles per hour. And oof, it feels like temperature 9 in Redmond, feels like 3 Indian River Inlet, and pretty much single digits in teens elsewhere. So bundle up. Here's your coffee cast this morning. morning, you want a pot of really hot coffee as you go out the door. Be careful. Don't spill it on yourself in the car. Max warm needed. Very, very cold day. At least we'll see the sun as we go through the day.
All right, Bob, thank you. Delaware Governor John Carney has selected his choice for the new head of the Department of Correction, Tara Taylor, who has been with the department since 1997 and most recently served as its acting commissioner, is his nominee. Her appointment now awaits the approval of the Delaware State Senate.
Fenwick Island Beach Patrol is now hiring for the summer 2024 season. There are 28 available spots, and the hours stretch for these positions from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It begins Memorial Day. Tryouts are going to be held this spring, and applicants will be contacted regarding the time and date.
Disney now mapping out its future, and it's rejecting activist investor Nelson Peltz's recommendations for the company's board of directors. The entertainment giant saying its own recommendations will create a strong board that will focus on the long-term performance of the company and develop a succession plan.
Uber is shutting down the alcohol delivery service Drizzly. It comes after Uber bought Drizzly for $1.1 billion in 2021. Drizzly boasted a large selection of beer, wine, and liquor, which could be ordered in areas where alcohol delivery was legal. Drizzly will now be integrated into Uber Eats, which also offers alcohol.
Still ahead this morning, Dewey Beach to talk about its Dewey in Bloom project. We're telling you how they want to use the project to bring people together.
Our Tidal Health Cam in Salisbury showing dry roads. Could be some isolated slick spots out there, so watch out for that. Otherwise, sunshine today. It will be a frigid day, not helping too much on the sunshine front. More on the cold, plus another round of snow for Friday. I'll have it on Futurecast after the break.
Start the new year off generously by giving to those in need on Delmarva. Coast Country and Spicer Brothers is hosting our winter clothing drive on Saturday, January 27th from the North Salisbury Wawa parking lot. Stop by from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to donate new or gently used coats, blankets, or any warm clothing for those who need it most this winter. Join us on January 27th and make a difference in 2024. Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
To blackout.
.93.5 The Beach.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Welcome to the new season with a deep cleaning by Stanley Steamer. Our certified technicians will renew your carpets, air ducts, upholstery, tile floors, and more, clearing away the dust and debris. We clean using powerful proprietary equipment and family-safe cleaning solutions to leave your space looking and feeling fresh. Call or go online to schedule your professional cleaning with Stanley Steamer today.
All right, it's 6:20 on this Wednesday morning, and we are showing you a live look right now of Ocean City. It is a day the snow miser, dare I say a week the snow miser would love. He would love this week, Bob.
He would be. He'd just have his icy fingernails all in this weather. He would really be enjoying it for sure, as it is the coldest air mass, we think, of the season so far, but we might actually see a colder one by the weekend. Make sure you scan the QR code right there, get your phone in camera mode, and download the CoastTV weather app. You can track these cold temperatures. I don't know if you want to, but you should on our weather app. It's a good one. Average high is 45. We'll be well below that that today, a high of only 30. We get a little closer to that average high tomorrow with 41, so that'll feel a lot better than today. Friday, 37, and then another cold air mass. The last one of this series will be moving in this weekend. Really cold on Saturday, only 27 and 33 on Sunday, so get ready for that. But it's cold right now. Upper teens around 20 in Salisbury, 18 in Seaford and Georgetown, so consistently into the upper teens basically throughout the area with a northwest breeze that just smacks you in the face. It really feels bitter out there. Gusting now to 25 out of the northwest, Indian River Inlet and other areas gusting over 10 miles per hour, so that feels like temperature, feels like 8 in Millsboro, 9 in Redden, 10 in Lewis, 5 along the beaches, Indian River Inlet. So bottom line, just bundle up and stay inside if you can this morning, or really much of the day, as we'll see clear skies. We have those clear skies. The signature of this cold air mass is the clouds offshore, the really cold Arctic air moving over the warmer Atlantic Ocean waters, and we have this sprawling high pressure, so we've got nice clear skies on the way. It's just going to be awfully cold. So let's track it on Futurecast. Lots of sunshine, mid-20s by noon, close to 30 by 3, maybe Selbyville getting there and Del Mar, but others just stuck in the 20s, and it'll be another frigid night as we'll see temperatures down into the 20s as we go into tomorrow morning. And then I think we'll start to see clouds increasing on Thursday, and with the southwest flow, temperatures get into the 40s. But boy, look at these feels like temperatures, single digits this morning, and then it feels like temperatures into the teens for this afternoon and tonight and even into Thursday morning, but improving as we go into Thursday afternoon and evening. We do have another snow system on the way. Now, it's kind of complex. I think the bulk of the real heavy activity is offshore, but we will be looking at some snow breaking out across the area, maybe some rain along the coastal areas, but it looks like we could get about an inch of snow, and then really cold air follows this system into the weekend. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 30 today, bundle up, 41 Thursday, and then that shot of snow on Friday, then a really cold weekend, 27 Saturday, 33 on Sunday, but the warm-up begins next Monday with 41 and close to 50 with a mix of sun and clouds on Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Bob. Now we have Lewis in bloom, Rehoboth in bloom. Now Dewey Beach is looking into starting up Dewey in Bloom. The Town Marketing Committee will discuss later this month how a Dewey in Bloom program would help connect the community through planting flowers. The town says it is looking for ways to bring people together while taking care of the place they call home. A vote on a plan to bring to Dewey Beach commissioners, that could take place on January 30th.
Coming up on Coast TV News today, you could win hundreds of dollars at Berlin Restaurant Week. We're telling you why the local restaurants look forward to this every year. Don't go anywhere.
Delmarva's Rock Station, 93.5, The Beach.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Villa Sorrento invites you and your family to join us for some of Delmarva's best authentic Italian cuisine. Experience the aroma of warm bread served at your table in a cozy atmosphere. Try seafood pescatore or pasta with grandma's gravy. Our New York-style pizza and strombolis are a local's favorite. Top it off with cocktails, wine, and dessert. So for great food, good wine, great friends, good times, Villa Sorrento. That's amore. That's a nice.
Get ready to soar with the Hawks. Delmarva Sports Network is your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball. From the first whistle to the final buzzer, DSN will take you courtside. Experience the excitement of both the men's and women's teams with every dribble, steal, and three-pointer. To see the schedule or watch the games, go to delmarvasportsnetwork.com or download the DSN app. Join us all season long, only on the Delmarva Sports Network, your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball.
When I think about what the Today Show does, it's not just about the mornings, it's about your whole day. There's a feeling of we're in there with you. Then let's take on this day together.
How would you like to win $600? It's a real possibility in the town of Berlin. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay tells us how you can win big in prizes.
Grab a ticket, get it stamped 3 times, put it in a jar. That's all you have to do to have a chance at winning $600 in prizes. Berlin's Restaurant Week lets you visit 3 different restaurants in town to get your stamps.
All of our restaurants have specials going on this week for lunch and for dinner. You can pop in and try something new and get to enjoy the restaurants in the off-season.
Grab a ticket from the Berlin Welcome Center and start eating. Restaurant owners around Berlin look forward to this every year.
It's been absolutely amazing, better than I would have ever anticipated. Friday was the first day and it was insanely busy, and it just continued to get busier and busier over the weekend.
This is the town's 6th year doing Berlin's Restaurant Week. The last day to get your Berlin ticket stamped is this Thursday. So be sure to come out, support local businesses, and maybe win a prize. I'm Kevin Zapay with Coast TV News.
All right, First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us again, and so we can just continue to deal with these cold conditions.
I don't know how many different ways we can say cold. I mean, there's a lot of ways to say it, but boy, it is icy, frigid out there this morning, guys. You want to bundle up. And highs today, despite full sunshine, only in the 20s to lower 30s, 31 Millsboro and Laurel, maybe only 27 in Dover. But with that northwest wind, it's going to be feeling like teens all day. Only 29 actual temperature for you in Easton and Denton, and 31 in Vienna. And then farther south into Maryland, Virginia, Chincoteague 36, 36 Crisfield, but 31 Pocomoke City and Salisbury, only 31. We do warm it up, but with the warm up comes a chance of snow. I'll have the timing on that in your forecast in a few minutes.
Looking forward to it, Bob. Thank you. Coming up after the break, passengers now suing Boeing after that door plug blew out mid-flight. We're telling you what their lawyer is alleging from the experience.
Also, the clock ticks for an agreement on a government spending bill. We'll tell you what each side of the aisle is proposing, how much longer they have until the deadline.
And changes to medical marijuana in the first state. We're telling you about the new rules regarding the drug and how it relates to newly legalized recreational marijuana. Coast TV News Today. We'll be right back.
With all the choices of services around Delmarva, where do you even begin? Trust experts of various fields, including Kitchen Concepts Plus, Chesapeake Eye Center, Apple Discount Drugs, FLC Energy, Spicer Brothers Construction, Mattress Peddlers, Homewell Care Services, Robinson's Jewelry and Coin Shop, Delmarva Acupuncture and Wellness Center, Mast Audiology Services, Riptide Restoration, Active Pest Solutions, Delmarva Dave, and Buchanan Subaru. Visit DelmarvaExperts.com for various local professionals offering the best of Delmarva. Delmarva Experts, local experts right when you need them.
No strangers here, just friends you've not met yet. With an outside patio and inside charm, Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Milton is a local's favorite on the banks of the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Lewis, gorgeous views, free parking, and the best happy hour at the beach, with room for everyone. And for a truly special event, go no further than the Lewis Room at Irish Eyes. The panoramic views, in-house chef, and professional team will make it easy to plan your next event. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Weather shapes our lives. At Coast TV, our First Alert weather team is always at work, ensuring you have the information you need.
So we're looking forward to begin to make its way towards Fenwick Island pretty quickly here.
Because we know how much weather matters to our coastal community.
Make sure you take cover from these storms.
Our promise is to guide, inform, and protect.
Make sure you are remaining weather aware tomorrow.
Weather coverage that prioritizes you. Coast TV and the First Alert weather team. Your safety, our commitment.
1025 WBOC.
This is Coast TV News Today.
January 17th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
All right, it's 6:30, and since Paige is cracking jokes at the top of the hour, I'm going with my, do you know what day today is? Do you know what day? Do you know what day?
Hump Day.
Hump Day.
I was thinking for like a quick second. I'm like, it's not your birthday.
Not my birthday, no.
It's not Bob's
I mean,
birthday.
Schools are closed, banks are closed on that day.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not our producer Alyssa's birthday, even though it almost is.
Almost is.
So it must be hump day.
Hump day.
What a great day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Thursday. That's how I like to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good day. I got to take my trash out today. Anything else important happening? That's it?
That's a biggie, though.
Maybe I'm helping people watching. You know who helps more, though, than just reminding you to take your trash out? Bob. He helps you plan your full day out. Let's bring him in now. Good morning, Bob.
So I have to remind people to take their trash out now, too, on top of my weather duties as well. Okay, I know that now. Good morning, guys. We're looking at very frigid temperatures this morning into the upper teens. 19 Bethany Beach, 18 Del Mar, 17 in Redden. So it's clear, but it is cold. Watch out for some isolated slick spots out there as we've got a northwest breeze stronger along the coast. So the feels like temperature, you want to cover up all the extremities. 8 is what it feels like in Millsboro, 9 in Seaford, 10 in Lewis, 7 in Milford. So it is that cold out there. It is clear, too. That's the good thing. We've got good visibility, and we're not in bad shape as far as the frost goes, but it's just icy cold. And here's your future cast as we go through the morning. Teens and 20s. That's the actual temperature. Really, much of the day, it'll be feeling like teens as the actual temperature rises into the mid-20s, and I think we're near 30 as we go into the afternoon hours. Many of us won't get there. And if you're running, you've got a few hazards. Watch out for slick spots on the roads from yesterday's rain. It froze right up. And also remember to wear your reflective gear. It's sunny and breezy today. Ooh, tough day to run with temperatures in the teens and eventually into the 20s.
All right, thanks, Bob. And, those concern about the roads this morning, we were taking a look here at Dewey Beach. Not a lot of activity there. And from earlier, we saw there might have been some icy spots. Not seeing any in this particular look of Route 1 and Reed Street.
Not too bad there, but a statewide level 1 driving emergency is still in effect. That's according to the Delaware Emergency Management Agency. It will continue into the morning hours today, and DEMA warns of the likelihood of icy roads and bridges. DelDOT crews are continuing to treat the roads. So if you're operating a car, any sort of vehicle, you should be using extra caution. Non-essential employees are encouraged to do not drive today unless there is a significant safety, health, or business reason to do so.
Well, medical marijuana could be expanding its accessibility if some lawmakers get their way, and some say the changes are long overdue.
Yeah, CoastTV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us what is being proposed now in Dover.
Easier access to medicinal pot is on the table in the first state. House Bill 285 would lighten the requirements. You would not need to have a severe health condition to qualify for a medical card.
Improving the program is going to increase access.
Instead, doctors would make that determination. Adam Gores at Columbia Care in Rehoboth Beach says it will help people get the treatment they need.
Doctors should be able to recommend cannabis for any condition that they see fit, just like a doctor can prescribe a medicine for any condition that they see fit. So I think that's a really important change that's going to improve access.
Meanwhile, anyone over the age of 65 wouldn't even need a doctor. The bill would allow for older adults to self-certify for a medical card. Plus, the bill would extend expiration dates for cards that are handed out. I did speak with one person today who did want to get on camera, but they did say that they were afraid that maybe people might abuse these new rules if this does get signed into law. But Zoe Patchell with the Delaware Cannabis Advocacy Network says it's a long overdue change.
A lot of those programs began at the initial implementation back in 2011 and have just continued over the last 12 years. So these are long-awaited improvements to the medical cannabis program that will significantly help patients.
A new fight for a new General Assembly as the marijuana debate heats up, with new twists and turns. I'm Charles Reinert in Sussex County, CoastTV News.
Similar to this, there are key dates that you should be keeping in mind for recreational marijuana now that the drug is legal in Delaware. So July, that's the deadline for the adoption of regulations that are required for giving out licenses, sort of like establishing the rules. Now in August, the state's marijuana commissioner will start accepting applications for those licenses. In September, they'll begin issuing licenses to sell weed. However, it could still be years before you actually see businesses open up and sell the product.
DNREC is looking to use taxpayer money for new water quality improvement projects. This is under the bipartisan infrastructure law. Project proposals will be eligible for 2 priority lists, either the Clean Water State Revolving Fund or the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund. And the department will hold a virtual community workshop at 2 p.m. today. Notices of intent for project initiatives, they must be submitted to DENREX and Environmental Finance by 4:30 p.m. on February 16th.
The Milton Water Committee set to meet this Thursday. Several concerns are on their agenda, notably recent water meter reading complaints from community members. Also on their agenda is a discussion and a possible vote on the Water Capital Improvement Plan, as well as town code regulations pertaining to the placement of water meters outside homes.
Maryland Congressman Andy Harris set to hold a hearing on the impacts of offshore wind farms. It will be this Saturday, and this hearing is taking place at the Powell Convention Center in Ocean City. It will examine the effects on the environment, marine life, and economy. And experts will provide insights, and representatives from U.S. Wind and the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management are invited.
We are taking a look now live at our nation's capital. Lawmakers have a busy week ahead of them as a big deadline inches closer. President Joe Biden meeting with congressional leaders at the White House today to discuss a supplemental spending bill.
Yeah, this proposed legislation aims to send aid to Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, and the U.S. border with Mexico.
And in order to prevent a partial shutdown, the House and the Senate have to pass a short-term funding extension and get it to the president's desk by Friday.
Now, Democrat Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says a bipartisan effort is needed for the continuing resolution.
But Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson getting grief from some in the GOP, including the House Freedom Caucus, who posted, quote, "This is what surrender looks like."
Fallout continues to mount against Boeing. This is following that door plug blowing out of an Alaska Airlines flight. This includes a new lawsuit. 4 passengers are suing the company, according to a release by attorney Mark Lindquist. The attorney says the incident caused the passengers, quote, fear, distress, anxiety, trauma, physical pain, and other injuries, end quote. And the FAA and National Transportation Safety Board, they are investigating the incident, and the 737 MAX 9 remains grounded.
ABC News canceled its New Hampshire primary debate that was scheduled for tomorrow. This after 2 of the 3 qualifying candidates declined to participate. Now, all of this comes after presidential candidate Nikki Haley said she would only participate in the debate if former President Donald Trump would be there. So with DeSantis as the only candidate committed to Thursday's debate, the network canceled the event. The next Republican presidential primary debate is set for Sunday. That's just 2 days before the New Hampshire GOP primary next Tuesday.
More to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead this morning, Maryland Governor Wes Moore stopping a budget cut to Transportation Department. We're telling you how this new move impacts the Eastern Shore.
Also, Kelsey could be saying goodbye as the longtime lineman and Eagles fan favorite contemplates retirement. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Jerry Thompson. Dr. Gerald Jerry Thompson served in Vietnam with the 82nd Airborne Rangers. He returned in 1968, soon meeting his future wife, Colleen Ann Connell. In 1972, Jerry began inspiring students as Milford High's music teacher and band director, sharing his passion for music. Remembered fondly, Jerry's legacy in education and music lives on.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Get your photos off your phone and have a Shutterfly designer create your photo book in just 24 hours for free. Get your photos off your phone and get 40% off everything with code PB40.
Turn your home into a masterpiece with Artwork Painting. Local professional painters at an affordable price.
Artwork Painting did an excellent job with our house. We were really happy with all of the pieces of work they did, the drywall work, the walls, the trim. I would definitely recommend Artwork Painting for your house.
Artwork Painting treats our customers and their homes with care, delivering quality work and experiences. Call Artwork Painting now for a free same-day estimate. Artwork Painting, keeping Southern Delaware beautiful inside and out.
20 years ago, Farmers Bank of Wheelers opened branches to serve Ocean City and West OC. Now, we're making it official with permanent locations to better serve our customers in Worcester County. While other banks are closing branches, we're banking on Ocean City's future. Sure, we have a world-class app, but sometimes there's no substitute for helpful, friendly people. Announcing our grand opening on 87th Street, North Ocean City, and coming in 2024, West OC on Route 611. Switch to the Farmers Bank of Wheelers, where people matter.
For over 40 years, Pat and Vanna have been leading the way for every wheel spinning, money winning moment. All new episodes airing now.
Wednesday at 7 on Coast TV.
A taste of Jeopardy fame on the next Champions Wildcard.
Rosie O'Donnell made a TikTok about me. Very happy that an older woman was doing well on Jeopardy. I was like, who's she talking about?
Wednesday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Weather shapes our lives. At Coast TV, our First Alert weather team is always at work.
We have a strong line to begin to press its way through.
Coverage that prioritizes you.
Make sure you are remaining weather aware.
The First Alert weather team. Your safety, our commitment.
6:41 on this frigid Wednesday morning. Here's our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam Sky beginning to brighten up. Sun's up at about 7:17. It's 18 in Laurel right now, feeling much colder with the wind. 17 in Redden and even upper teens along the coast. So very, very cold and feeling colder with this stiff northwest breeze that's gusting over 20 miles per hour at times. So that feels like temperature is a big ouch. Feels like 5 Indian River Inlet, 11 in Georgetown, 7 in Milford. So bottom line, bundle up out there. Watch out for slick spots on the roads this morning as there is some patchy ice. Remember, we had all that rain yesterday that quickly froze, and it's cold as we go into the afternoon. So yellow light in the morning commute and then green light coming home, just plain cold with the sunshine.
All right, Bob, thank you. Dewey Beach Town Council set to convene for their monthly meeting and workshop this Friday at the Life Saving Station on Dagsworthy Avenue. They're looking at everything from a major legal review of the town's rules to a possible rezoning on Houston Street. Plus, considering a significant community benefit like other coast towns from U.S. Wind linked to offshore wind farm construction.
Similar to Dewey Beach, the Rehoboth Beach Commissioners, they are meeting this Friday at City Hall, and the key items on their agenda includes a big agreement with U.S. Wind in creating wind farms and bringing $2 million over 20 years to the city, along with changes to the parking lots. That's also up for consideration. And they're also going to take a look at a proposal for a new historic exhibit. Public hearing on amendments for a local restaurant permit that will also take place.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning. Lake Forest Wrestling is looking to stay unbeaten tonight as they take on a Del Mar squad searching for a conference victory. In our game of the night, Lake Forest takes on Del Mar. The Spartans have a 5-0 record and are coming off a victory over Indian River. Lake has a very experienced team with a number of returners, including 5 seniors. On the other side, Del Mar has a young group with a bunch of freshmen starting, but they have a couple of athletes who competed at states a year ago, including Logan King, who qualified as an 8th grader. The Wildcats hope to improve to 2-2 on the season with a victory tonight. Action starts at 5:30 p.m. Check it out live on DSN. To the NFL, the Eagles had a tough ending to what started as a promising season, and an emotional Jason Kelce was seen on the sideline Monday night in what is said to be his final game of his career. After 13 seasons in Philadelphia as one of the top centers in the league, Kelce is retiring according to sources with ESPN. The 36-year-old wraps up an incredible career as a Super Bowl champ, 6-time All-Pro, and just the 5th center in NFL history to have those selections, and the 4 others are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That'll do for sports. Have a great day.
Hey there, Delmarva. Here's what's happening today at 4 o'clock on Coast Life.
If you've always had a dream, a big one at that, especially to do some stand-up comedy, we are going to introduce you to the perfect place for that with Dream Big Venues.
Definitely. And a nightclub, a hotel, a restaurant, all by the water? Yes, please. We're introducing you to the place to go. We have that and a whole lot more today at 4 o'clock on Coast Life.
Welcome to the Brush Factory. Explore our over 60 local merchants and artists all together under one roof. You just never know what you'll find at the Brush Factory on Kings.
Thank you for thinking of us.
We appreciate your support.
The Polar Bear Plunge to benefit Special Olympics Delaware has become one of the first state's coldest but most popular traditions. This year there are 2 great options to plunge. You can plunge in person in Rehoboth Beach on Sunday, February 4th, or you can create your own unique plunge virtually whenever, wherever, and however cold or not you want it to be. It's not important how you plunge, it's important that you plunge and why you plunge to support thousands of Special Olympics athletes. Visit plungede.org to register.
Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's coast with Petey the Peacock, Coast TV's feathered friend and sharing joy coastwide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Brought to you by Tidal Health.
Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
We'll go dancing, dancing, dancing with the shadows. Dancing with the shadows.
I know I used to be crazy. That's 'cause I used to be young. Dance, dance the night away.
1025 WBOC.
It is 6:46 on your Wednesday morning as we take a live look at Laurel right now. And I bet if we got a little closer, Bob, we would see frost on cars, on the grass. Where else do you see frost?
I would think so.
Everywhere?
I think with the wind, when the wind is up, I think the frost coverage on cars is lower. But that said, I think we're still looking at frost out there this morning. So you'll be scraping for a little while. Maybe another minute or two extra. Shouldn't be super thick, but just warm up your car. Having that fob with the remote starter really helps a lot. So, of course, in a garage, too, if you can have those. But if not, warm up the car. Leave extra time to get to work this morning. As we're looking at temperatures, icy cold into the upper teens right now. Even mid-teens around Greenwood, 16 for you. Salisbury at 20, 18 in Bethany Beach. Lewis at 17. And on top of that, we're seeing a northwest breeze. So you walk outside, it's cold, and you come around the corner of a building and whew, that wind hits you and it is cold. That feels like temperature is way down there. As the winds are gusting close to 20 miles per hour in some places, so that's knocking the feels like temperature down into the single digits for a lot of us. Feels like 7 in Salisbury, 8 in Ocean City, 4 Indian River Inlet, 8 in Millsboro. Anytime we're talking about this kind of cold, you want to cover up all the extremities for sure and be extra careful out there. We are looking at clear skies, so the flip side to this is that we have good visibility, good travel weather. Watch for some slick spots as you go out through time, as we're looking at clear skies for a change all the way up and down the East Coast. But you can see this signature of clouds off the East Coast. That's a sign of very cold air going over the relatively warmer water of the Atlantic Ocean as that Arctic air continues to pile in. So we're getting in on what really the rest of the country's been seeing for the past several days, is that Arctic air. So as we go through time, we're slowly warming through the 20s this morning into the mid-20s by noon. By 3, some of us could be hitting 30 degrees, maybe around Selbyville, Salisbury, and Delmar. But for the rest of us, mainly upper 20s despite all that sunshine, and feeling much colder with the wind. And cold this evening, and I don't think it's as cold tomorrow morning because I think some clouds start to increase. The winds start to turn in out of the southwest a little bit. The clouds will thicken up into the afternoon, and the temperatures will warm a little bit. But those feels like temperatures go from single digits to feeling like teens this afternoon, and teens into tonight, feeling a little better by tomorrow afternoon. And that warm up, well, that means we've got some changes on the way. Clouds are increasing, and I think we will see a shot of snow on Friday, and it could give us a solid inch of snow, maybe lesser along the coast where there could be a bit of a mix or a little bit of rain, but that snow continues into Friday night, and then just another blast of cold air behind that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 30 with the sunshine today, lower 40s, increasing clouds Thursday, and then that shot of snow on Friday. I'll have a better detail on the actual amounts as we go into tomorrow, 37, and then 27 Saturday, and then warming up into next week, close to 50 by Tuesday with partly cloudy skies.
Instead of cutting close to $150 million of the state's transportation budget, Maryland Governor Wes Moore says that money will now remain in place. Those cuts were proposed to help the state deal with a budget deficit of over $3 billion, with the most impact to Eastern Shore counties, keeping $10 million in the budget for road maintenance. So the deficit remains now, and Governor Moore did not say how it will be addressed moving forward.
South Bethany is accepting proposals for 2 concessions for the upcoming summer season. First, the town is seeking bids for providing exercise classes on the beach. Town says up to 3 concessions will be awarded, with the bid starting at $250 for the season. And then for food enthusiasts, well, there's a second bid offers an exclusive 2-year contract to run a beach concession selling food and drinks. And the proposals are due by February 29th.
Cape Henlopen State Park is partially closing to accommodate a managed deer hunt. This hunt is being organized by DNREC, the department saying the purpose of the hunt is to control the deer herd and protect rare plant species. The park's main entrance will be closed, preventing bay and ocean beach access north of Herring Point. However, the Gordon's Pond area and lands west of the Lewis-Rehoboth Canal, those will remain open as usual.
And it's great to see, well, the sun getting close to the horizon right now. It is frigid out there. Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camp, 18 degrees, a frigid day. We're looking at sunshine today. It does warm up as we'll see a shot of snow as we go into Friday, and then a much colder weekend on the way. And then finally a warm up as we go into next week. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up after the break.
Your favorite moments shouldn't be trapped here or here. Get your photos off your phone and have a Shutterfly designer create your photo book in just 24 hours for free. Order as is or customize it as much as you like. Your memories deserve better. Your memories deserve Shutterfly. Get your photos off your phone and get 40% off everything with code PB40.
Sorrento invites you and your family to join us for some of Delmarva's best authentic Italian cuisine. Experience the aroma of warm bread served at your table in a cozy atmosphere. Try seafood pescatore or pasta with grandma's gravy. Our New York-style pizza and strombolis are a local's favorite. Top it off with cocktails, wine, and dessert. So for great food, good wine, great friends, good times, Villa Sorrento. That's amore. That's a nice.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
We were thinking about doing this garage to get the dust and everything off the floor. We decided to call Pinnacle Concrete Coating. He gave us a color option. There must have been 12 or 14 different colors to choose from. Everything they said they were going to do, they did perfect. And they worked, man, I tell you what, those guys worked so doggone. They said they could do it in 8 hours, and they did it in 8 hours. This is not a garage no more. It's a room for my vehicle. That's what I love about it. Call up Pinnacle, and I guarantee you'll be happy.
Middays with me, April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through your workday.
She can play your favorite song.
She can help you find your furry friend.
The easiest way to get through your workday is with April.
She really makes you feel special.
Hey friends, hang out with me weekdays here on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 each day from 10 to 3.
It's now 6:54 this Wednesday. Time for some things you need to know before you go. Fallout continues to mount against Boeing following that door plug blowout on the Alaska Airlines flight, including now a new lawsuit. 4 passengers are suing the company. That's according to a release by attorney Mark Lindquist. The attorney saying the incident caused the passengers fear, distress, anxiety, trauma, physical pain, and other injuries. The FAA and the NTSB now are investigating the incident, and the 737 MAX 9 remains grounded.
ABC News canceled its New Hampshire primary debate. It was scheduled for tomorrow after 2 of the 3 qualifying candidates declined to participate. This after candidate Nikki Haley said she would only participate in the debate if former President Trump would also be there. The next Republican presidential primary debate is set for Sunday, just 2 days before the New Hampshire GOP primary, which is next Tuesday.
Instead of cutting close to $150 million of the state's transportation budget, Maryland Governor Wes Moore saying that money will now remain in place. Those cuts were proposed to help the state deal with a budget deficit that's over $3 billion. With the most impact to Eastern Shore counties, it's keeping $10 million in the budget for road maintenance.
A blood shortage is prompting the American Red Cross to get the blood pumping in Sussex County. Facing the worst donation numbers in 20 years, the Red Cross, who supplies 40% of the nation's blood, says this low supply of blood could create a domino effect of problems in Sussex County. Now, according to the organization, donations are needed, especially this time of year, as severe weather means more accidents and hospitals needing to do more blood transfusions.
Winter Wonderland revelers took full advantage of a frigid temperature in the nation's capital.
There was a massive snowball fight on Washington, D.C.'s National Mall.
I'm just mad I missed it. It was planned by the Washington, D.C. Snowball Fight Association.
Who knew such a thing existed?
Right.
But this showdown was dubbed the Battle of Snoppenheimer, a nod to last year's Oppenheimer film.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm more surprised by the snowball fight, or as I said, there's an actual organization out there that plans them.
You know what's cool is if you saw at the beginning, those snowballs are really good.
Yeah.
Like they're really round. I'd only just grab a clump and throw it. But those people are practiced.
Time and effort.
Yeah.
Creativity, yeah.
It might be because D.C. is the best city ever.
Oh, is it?
In
was not
one woman's humble opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
but
just maybe so.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, it's 6:56 now. Let's have a quick look at your forecast before you head out the door.
All right, in my opinion, First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey is tops in his field.
I agree with that one. Yeah, Bob.
Thank you. You know, and for a good snowball fight, too, that temperature's got to be above freezing a little bit. You need good packing snow to get that snowball nice and round and packed. Don't want to throw ice. That's cheating, and it could hurt somebody. A nice snowball fight is always fun. Good news, bad news scenario today. The good news, the sun's out. Bad news, we're not going to get to 30. Starting out in the teens, very cold, close to 30, but with the wind feeling like teens much of the day. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Warm it up Thursday, 41, increasing clouds. We get a shot of snow on Friday, accumulating snow, maybe about an inch or so. And then one last big blast of cold air for the weekend, 27 Saturday, 33 on Sunday. Then a huge warm-up next week, 50s beginning Wednesday with the rain and close to 60 by Friday.
Thank you. That's a difference. Thank you so much for joining us here on Coast TV News today.
60 degrees, he says.
Yeah.
All right, the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
All right, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.